Okay, I call this meeting to order. It is now 6 o'clock. Let the record show that a quorum of the board members are present. Let's have a word of prayer. Our gracious and loving Father, we bow before Thee to give You the thanks for the many privileges and blessings that You give us. We ask, Lord, You guide, guard, and direct our minds to the things that we presented here tonight, that we listen with an open mind and heart, and we make decisions that are according to Your way. Again, Lord, we thank You so much for our administration, our students, and our teachers. Guide, guard, and direct them for the rest of the school year. These things we say in Your Son's name, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
We will move on. We now have open forum. We have one person signed up for open forum, and some student recognition.
That's correct. We have not recognized our elementary and junior high UIL results, so I had received them and I wanted to go ahead and recognize these students. So in second grade, we had 10 participants in 2 events. They won second place overall, and the results were in creative writing. We had a tie for third, Avery Aruda and Layla Simons. Storytelling, second, Sofia Hernandez. Fourth, Mabry Cummins. Fifth, Brody Carrion. And sixth, Tate Medina. In third grade, we had 15 participants in 3 events. They won first place overall, and the results were ready writing. First, Ava Turner. Third, Haley Slover and Jackie Varela. In spelling, we had a first, Ava Turner. Second, Cordell Espino. Third, Yesenia Marroquin. Fourth, Jackie Varela. Fifth, Albert Gonzalez. And in storytelling, we had a first, Morgan McElroy and Joycey Rosales. Second, Anna Pina, and 5th grade, Mackenzie Burke. In 4th grade, we had 21 participants in 6 events. They also won first place overall, and the results were for Art Smart, first, Maite Martinez, second, Zaylee Leal, in 6th, Lizette Hernandez, in Music Memory, second, Hannah Camp, third, Liana Espino, 4th, Zaylee Leal, 6th, Jackson Lane. In Ready Writing, Carrie Morales. 4th, Avery Castanon. 6th, Sydney Chickadance. Number sense, first, Sydney Chickadance. Second, Maite Martinez. 5th, Adrian Vargas. In oral reading, we had Adeline Ryan with the first. In third place, Hannah Camp. 6th, Victoria Wright. In spelling, Avery Castanon took first place. Second, Kyle Johnson. 5th, Sergio Externas. And 6th, Desan Kane. In 5th grade, we had 29 participants in 6 events, and they also took first place. The results were Art Smart, first, Bella Bush. Second, Brian Miranda. Third, Alexa Vela. 4th, Caleb Logan. In dictionary skills, second, Julia Ramirez. 5th, Lindley Castanon. 6th, Nathan Herrera. In listening skills, Ava Meyer took first. For maps, graph, and charts, first was Narissa Alvarez. Second, Jake Schwach. Third, J.C. Hinshaw and Jasmine Valenzuela. And 5th, Zoe Morganflash. For music memory, first, Stephen Martinez. Second, Ava Meyer. Third, Bryson Fletcher. 4th, Joemi Lozano. 6th, George Meyer. Number sense, Brian Miranda. 4th, Cooper Trejo. 5th, Julia Ramirez. For oral reading, we had a first by Summer Brillhart. Second, Narissa Alvarez and Rebecca Jones. 4th, Peyton Schilling. In ready writing, we had a first, Narissa Alvarez. 3rd, Peyton Merkel. 4th, Peyton Schilling. 6th, Kendall Brady. In social studies, 1st, Peyton Schilling. 2nd, Narissa Alvarez. 3rd, Ava Meyer. And 4th, Bella Bush. And in spelling, 5th, J.C. Hinshaw. For junior high, we had 52 participants in 44 events, and they also took first place overall. Results, Art Smart for 6 was first place, Yadira Pedraza. Second, Adrian Guerrero. Third, Rosa Lopez, calculator applications for sixth grade. Second place was Sarah Flores. Chess puzzle, 6. First place was Gabriel Frias. Second, Jacob Erickson. For dictionary skills in 6th grade, first place was Crystal Napolis. Third, Cayman Vanistal, and 6th place, Yadira Pedraza. For 7th grade, in Art Smart, second, Caleb Hernandez. Calculator application, 7th, first, Geraldine Gomez. Chess puzzle, 7th, first, Carter Hell. 5th, Andres Martinez and Jake Chickadance. Dictionary skills, in 7th grade, once again, first, Tana Williams. Second, Geraldine Gomez. Third, Caitlin Cummings. And then in 8th grade, we had Art Smart. First place, Sadie Cummings. Third, Alaya Hernandez. 6th, Janet Areola. Calculator applications in 8th grade. First place, Jackson Castanon. Second, Denise Rodriguez. Third, Evelyn Osuna. Chess puzzle, 2nd place, Emmanuel Soto. Third, Cash Wheeler. 6th, M. Butler. And in dictionary skills, 8th grade, first place, Ruby Martinez. Third, Jackson Castanon. 4th, Evelyn Osuna. Junior high continued. Listening skills for 6th grade, Amy Medrano. 5th, Crystal Napolis. 6th, Alexa Uribe. In math, 6th, first, Amy Medrano. 3rd, Jaslyn Cervantes. And 4th, Crystal Napolis. Maps, charts, and graphs for 6th grade. First place, Amy Medrano. 2nd, Yadira Pedrosa. 3rd, Josie Perez. Impromptu speaking for 7th grade. First went to Milagros Espino. 2nd, Caleb Hernandez. Listening skills, 7th, first, Addison Brown. 3rd, Milagros Espino. 4th, Caleb Hernandez. In math, 7th grade, first went to Jake Chickadance. 2nd, Caleb Hernandez. 4th, Giselle Becerril. Maps, charts, and graphs in 7th grade. 2nd place went to Jake Chickadance. 3rd, and Andres Martinez. Editorial writing went to Connor Coils. That was 2nd place. Impromptu speaking, first went to Gus Hernandez. Listening skills, 2nd place went to Kat Martinez. 4th, Carolina Matias. And 6th, Syria Uribe. Math, 2nd place, Daniel Chavez. 3rd, Denise Rodriguez. 4th, Ruby Ramirez. Maps, charts, and graphs. First went to Jackson Castanon. 2nd, Cash Wheeler. 4th, Giselle Becerril. Music memory, first place for 6 through 8, Sadie Cummings. 2nd, Omar Villagran. 3rd, Jackson Castanon. Number sense, 6th grade. First place went to Jaslyn Cervantes. 5th, Amy Medrano. 6th, Crystal Napolis. Oral reading, 6th, first, Brianna Hernandez. 2nd, Eileen Trejo. 4th, Jimena Monreal. Ready writing, 6th grade. First place went to Noemi Llamas. 3rd, Cayman Vanastal. In 4th place was Abraham Gonzalez. Modern oratory, 7th grade. First went to Katie Butler. Number sense, first place went to Carter Miller. 5th, Jake Chickadance. 6th, Caleb Hernandez. In oral reading, 7th grade. First went to Emery Day. 2nd, Juliet Meyer. 3rd place was Katie Butler. In modern oratory, 4th and 8th grade, first went to Cadence Butler. Number sense, 8th grade. 2nd place went to Jackson Castanon. 3rd, Jalen Applehans. 4th, Daniel Chavez. Oral reading, 8th grade. First went to Kaylee Potts. 2nd, Byra Applehans. 3rd, Mary Flores. Ready writing, 8th grade. First place, Jalen Applehans. 4th, Ella Brady. 6th, Connor Coyle. And science, 6th grade, first went to Abraham Gonzalez. 3rd, Brianna Hernandez. 4th, Noemi Llamas. Spelling, 6th grade. 2nd place went to Crystal Napolis. 3rd, Isabella Juarez. 5th, Noemi Llamas. Social studies, 6th grade. First went to Amy Medrano. 2nd, Cayman Vanistal. 3rd, Josie Perez. One-act play, 5 competing schools. They won 4th overall. Honorable mention was Byra Applehans. All-star was Kaylee Potts and Grace Revilla. Best performer was Gus Hernandez. In 7th grade science, we had first, Jonathan Gomez. 2nd, Justin Gallardo. And in 4th place, Ricardo Barron. 7th, spelling. 3rd, Caitlin Cummings. 5th, Abraham Gonzalez. And 6th, Geraldine Gomez. 7th grade social studies. 4th, Caden Butler and Carter Hell. Science, 8th grade. 3rd, Samuel de Santiago. 5th, Janet Arreola. 6th, Emmanuel Soto. Spelling, 8th grade. 1st, Ruby Ramirez. 3rd, Jacqueline Lopez. Social studies, 8th grade. 1st, Cash Wheeler. 3rd, Cadence Butler. And 4th, Omar Villagran. So we want to recognize all of these students that participated in UIL.
Sounds like another one of those events that all the other coaches go, oh man, Perry's here.
Participating, that's right. And then I also wanted to publicly recognize Tiana Hill, a sophomore at Perryton High School, who represented Perryton ISD at the Texas All-State Choir. So that was a great accomplishment from Tiana Hill. And hot off the press, I want to recognize our Perryton High School Ranger Robotics. They attended regionals this weekend, and they won first place trophy. And they were in Lubbock at regionals. And I just want to give a thank you to David Erickson for helping out with this. Of course, to the teacher, to Miss Woods. And then they also had a mentor, Doug Cadell, so we want to thank him as well. And the students we want to recognize for this is Jaden Rodriguez, Manuel Granillo, Andy Montes, Isabella Hansen, Elias Becerril, Araceli Llamas, Trenton Estes, Casey Temple, Miss Woods, and then, of course, mentor Doug Cadell. So congratulations to the high school robotics team.
Excellent. That's their second year of existence.
Yes, I believe so. I think this is their second year. Yes.
Great things.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Anything else in open forum? All right. The board will now convene in a closed meeting to discuss the following items posted on our agenda this evening as allowed by the Texas Government Code 551.082, discussion of discipline. Discussion of security devices, Texas Government Code 551.076. Discussion of real property, Texas Government Code 551.072. Personnel matters for Texas Government Code 551.074. In consultation with attorney, Texas Government Code 551.071. The time now is 6:13. We're going to have now a portion of this meeting, a public meeting for our Texas Academic Performance Report. And this will be presented by Dr. Rock.
All right, so starting off with our report on this first page, we have our accountability for 2021, and we were not rated. The state declared a state of disaster. However, for the special education, we did meet requirements. Going on to the next pages, this is the star performance for 3rd grade through 8th grade for the content areas of reading, math, writing, social studies, science, and our end of courses at the high school for English 1, English 2, Algebra 1, Biology, and U.S. History. So on the next pages, you will see a breakdown for approaches for 3rd grade through 8th grade for reading. And this is the breakdown of the subpopulations, including all of the students, Hispanic, white, our eco-disadvantaged, economically disadvantaged, our special education, and our English learners. The masters, going to the meets, and then the masters, 3rd through 8th reading, and then when we get to the approaches, meets, and masters overall, for reading, you see that our students are about in the 80 percentile. Working on reaching the meets, that's the federal guidelines to have our students meeting the targets at meets, and the comparison on the masters. Going on to math. Subpopulation is the same, all Hispanic, white, economically disadvantaged, special education, and English learners. for 3rd grade through 8th grade, starting with approaches. Moving into meets and masters. And then a comparison of approaches, meets, and masters. Looking at writing, this is for 4th grade and 7th grade. Start with approaches, meets, masters.
Hey, Dr. Rock, let me say something to the board here. Okay, if there's some number or some graph that's causing you concern and you want to answer for it, go ahead and stop her. And then, Dr. Rock, if there's anything that's showing you great concern on our numbers, you might want to point it out.
Okay.
Because we're showing a lot of data at one time.
It is a lot of data.
Is this what we're actually seeing here? Is there any comparison? Like, is there a state average that we
Yeah.
can compare it to?
Yes, so when I get to some of those slides, that you'll see the comparison of state, region, and district.
Okay.
Okay? So this is all district information so far.
Okay.
Great question.
Things of concern, but also things that are, I think, that we all think are coming, that are good things. You highlight some of that for daily presentation, that'd be helpful too.
Okay, all right. Okay, so looking at science. Science was tested in 5th grade and 8th grade. Catch up here. We start with the approaches. Moving into meets. These numbers look really great at meets for the 5th grade and the 8th grade science. And then at the master's level, the numbers look great too. Of course, seeing that huge increase in 8th grade at 51% already at masters. And then the next slide shows the comparison of science, approaches, meets, and masters. Our 8th grade science is already at an A rating there if they were rated by themselves. Looking at 89% approaches, 69 meets, and 44 masters. The next one is social studies. This is only for 8th grade. Approaches, the meets level, and the master's level, and then all of them together, approaches, meets, and masters. We're at approaches, working on increasing the meets and the masters, so room for improvement in this area. And then going into high school information, our end of course, we have all of them here for approaches, your English 1, English 2, Algebra 1, Biology, and U.S. History. Our scores at the meets level. And then the masters.
Okay, Dr. Rock, just for refresher memories, the approach, the meets, and the masters, as far as a lot of people are concerned, the approaches is kind of not there because all we're really trying to push now is the meets and the masters.
The meets is on grade level. So that's what we're shooting for, is having the students be on grade level at the meets level. Correct. Then we have the percentages of approaches, meets, and masters for end of course. Our approaches, they look good. Working on improving our meets and our masters for each of the content areas at the high school. Okay, and then going into our school progress domain. So because we did not have the STAR testing in 2020, there's no changes from 2019, from 2018 to 2019 on the progress data, so they remain the same. So these are the same slides that we saw from last year. I'm just going to go through these quickly. 4th grade reading and math. This is not current data, so it's already old data, so we don't have any student progress data for any of these slides. So I'm going to jump over to the bilingual education ESL. This is for our 2020-2021.
Page 39.
3839, yes. So on 39, this is where we get into the state, region, and district. So you'll see a comparison of where we are as a district compared to the region and the state. These are students that participated in ESL. Given our bilingual education, our dual language program is still in its infancy at 1st grade level this year. So this would be ESL 3rd grade through high school. That was all subjects, looking at all grades for reading or language arts, English language arts. This is our comparison to state, region, and district once again. Pretty comparable. Working on increasing the master's level on the reading English language arts. The math, we're pretty comparable as well. That's all of them together, all the grades together. Moving into writing. We see a bit more discrepancies here, especially at the meets level. Writing is just an area that we struggle with. Science is comparable as well. Coaches meets and masters at the state, region, and district. See a little bit of discrepancies in the social studies, more at the meets and the master's level. And then we look at the non-proficient students reading and math. We're actually doing pretty good in comparison to region and the state. Going into our STAR participation rates. So because of the cancellation of 2020, the next slide will show 2021 and 2019. So we had huge participation from last year in comparison to 2019. Like to keep those numbers there as far as those that participate in the STAR. Our attendance rate was also much better, but if you'll notice, this is a comparison of 2018-19 to 2019-20. This was the COVID year, but we showed better attendance during that year than the 2018-19, and it could be because it probably the attendance didn't count after we were released after spring break, so up until that point.
Virtual instruction.
These are dropout rates for 7th and 8th grade. A bit of an increase from one year to the next. The high school, we do not have any. And then going into the longitudinal graduation rates. These next slides are used to determine our accountability, and it's the best of 4-year, 5-year, or 6-year. So they take the best of those in order to use that data for our accountability at the high school. So that's the longitudinal data, and that includes the graduating class of 2020. The 4-year also was class of 2019. And then we have the 5-year extended, longitudinal rate, and this is for any students that did not graduate within their class of 2019. Then they have 5 years, they have a 1-year extra extension for graduation to count for our graduation rates. So that's what the extended means. There was class of 2019, here's class of 2018. And then we have the 6-year extended and the six-year longitudinal rate. Class of 2018 and class of 2017. So if you're looking at the all, that's what they take. That's what they look at, is on the all that graduated on each of those 6-year, the longitudinal rates. Our federal graduation rates, no exclusions from 1 year to the next. I did have a typo on the bottom of that one. That should have been class of 2020, not 2021. We're always a year behind on these reports, so I apologize, I made that typo on that. It's class of 2020. And then we're getting into the longitudinal rates for recommended high school programs with distinguished achievement programs. This is the longitudinal rate. This is the graduates that started as a freshman and go through high school for graduation. And you'll notice that the foundation numbers are lower. That's the one where the students graduate with 22 credits. The foundation high school program with the distinguished level of achievement, that is the graduates that graduate with 26 credits within 4 years. So you'll see those numbers are a lot higher. And then the comparison of all of those together, the longitudinal rate, this is the 4 years from freshman to high school, and we saw improvement in those rates as well. The next one is just the annual rates. Same recommended high school program with distinguished achievement program. The E on the graduates is the foundation high school program with the endorsement. So these are our annual graduates. And then we have all of those together. A little bit of a drop from 2018-19, 2019-20. Going into CCMR, our college career military readiness graduates. So we're seeing some huge discrepancies under our subpopulations here, a lot higher with our white population versus our Hispanic and our economically disadvantaged. This is all our annual graduates. This is college career military ready annual graduates. Comparison of state, region, and district. So you see we are a little bit lower than the region and the state on our CCMR. College ready graduates. I've seen some discrepancies here as well. White population having higher rates than the other populations, Hispanic and the economically disadvantaged. Our TSI as well, you see a huge jump on TSI for the 2019-20. For this coming year, when this is reported, we hope that it's a lot higher, given that all of our juniors and seniors are taking the TSI, not just those that are pursuing going to college. And then looking at our advanced placement and the IB, we don't have the IB, we have the advanced placement. This is criteria that was met in any subject. We saw a decrease in these numbers. Our career military ready graduates, a huge drop here from 2018-19 to 2019-20. And then on our industry-based certification, our annual graduates, we did not have any students that earned certification in 2019-20.
That's a big push with the state now, CTE certificates. Huge push.
These are graduates with completed IEPs. Our special ed graduates are graduating with advanced degree plans, so huge increases there. We do not have graduates with level 1 or level 2 certifications. This is our TSI, both subjects, reading and math. Increases here as well from one year to the next. CTE coherent sequence graduates, this is no longer counted in our CCMR, but it was still on our taper given that it's a year behind. Dual credit courses, these are our annual graduates receiving dual credits, looking to increase the subpopulations in this as well. See some discrepancies there. Also on our on-ramps course credits, annual graduates who are participating and receiving course credits for this. And then this is our AP results, the participation. Some discrepancies here, hoping to increase these, and talking to all of the students to offer these AP courses. These are the results for all subjects. And then we go into the English language arts. This is juniors and seniors. We saw an increase on the English language arts. Saw an increase on the math. We saw an increase on the science. And social studies saw a decrease. So definitely an area to look into. This is our comparison of state, region, and district. So some discrepancies here as far as regional, how we're doing with our AP program. Moving into SAT, ACT, our students take the ACT. These are the numbers that are tested. And as you see, we see more of the white population being tested in ACT. Hopefully we are making some changes based on this data to offer it to all students. This is our ACT results at or above the criteria. And I believe I've shared this with you in a board meeting where the criteria is at or above a 19 in English with the 23 composite, and then at or above a 19 in math with the 23 composite. We don't take the SAT. Going into, I've also shared our ACT scores, our averages. I'm hoping we increase those as well. And then our advanced course, dual credit courses completions. We're seeing some discrepancies on this as well, in the different subjects. Graduates enrolled in Texas Institution of Higher Education. Seeing some changes or discrepancies there. In the next slide, it's students completing college without remediation in that first year. So we went from 2017 and then saw a decrease, so it's telling us that more students are having to take remedial courses in 2019-20. Going into our district campus profile, that's the percent of students enrolled by grade. Our ethnic distribution, we had 72% Hispanic, 26% white. Our economically disadvantaged, we were at 52% economically disadvantaged, 48% non-economically disadvantaged. Professional staff was looking at 47%. So about half of our staff is professional teachers. Ethnic distributions, white 81%, Hispanic 18%. Teachers by years of experience. Our highest is between 11 and 20 years of experience at 46%. Student enrollment by program, I did want to point this one out. So of all of our student population, our ESL population is 30%. So about 1/3 of our students are ESL. And then our PIMS Financial Standard Report, I believe we've already had that report, but it won't be available on the website until this spring 2022, and it wasn't there yet, so it should be coming. We do not have any violent crimes or criminal incidents that were reported for 2019. And then the last page is student performance in post-secondary institutions. This is a report from 2018-19, and it includes the information of the students that were in college during the fiscal year of 2020. So you'll see the first year in public higher education, those that attended the four-year public university, we had 22 total graduates. 3 of them had less than a 2.0. 1 had 2.0 to 2.49, 5 had 2.5 to 2.99, 6 had 3.0 to 3.49, and 7 had a GPA of 3.5 or higher. And then the 2-year public college, we had 51 student graduates attend the 2-year public college, and we had 10 with less than a 2.0, 7, 2.0 to 2.5, 2.49, 2.5 to 2.99, we had 8. Those that had higher, or I'm sorry, between 3 and 3.49, we had 15, and higher than 3.5, we had 11. And that concludes the TAPER report.
Any
Happy to
questions?
answer any questions.
I've got a question. With all these disparities within our subpopulations, what, I'm not going to continue that, what general plans do we have to close those gaps? How do we do that?
So we have focused not only on our L population, but we've done a lot of trainings for all students. So that's what we are targeting, is all students, because we're noticing that it's not just the L population that's causing these discrepancies. A lot of our students need the support of developing those skills across all content areas. So we're targeting it with all students. Language for all students.
Okay.
So there's a ton of slides here. If you wanted to give everybody's listening, parents, whoever it is, a kind of a, you want to step out on a plank here and tell me kind of where you think we're going?
Where I think we're going, we've seen some huge increases from the slides that we presented last year to this year. We saw lots of huge improvement with our data in 3rd through 8th grade. As you know, our junior high, they were eligible for the alternative evaluation, and we're so excited to report that we did get confirmation that they are out of the school improvement, which is huge celebration. They are now going to be listed as acceptable and not on the school improvement. So I think that just shows you the growth that we've seen within this 1 year, and we're hoping to continue to see that improvement this year as well. So I think we're well on our way to continue to show those strides.
That's what I wanted to hear, so good.
Okay, Dr. Rock, could you give them the date and the time in case all the board members want to be
March 6th.
at that celebration?
March 7th, it is on my board report. I have invited all of the board members to come and join us at 2:30.
Try to get back.
Yes.
Perfect.
Great questions. Any other questions?
Well, I think the charts, I mean, they are what they are. The numbers are what they are. We can't change them. I think one of the things that we need to keep in mind, we have a long ways to go. You do it one day at a time. We're not going to get to overnight. And everybody saw that our largest population is our Hispanics, and our next lowest is our Anglos. Well, when you're trying to fix that, you got a lot of numbers. It takes longer to move a large number of people than a few people. Does that make sense? And so what I'm trying to say, it's not going to happen overnight, but I think the things we're doing, and I'm talking about principals in each building, we're realizing that our ESL population, even though it's not our greatest, if we focus on some of the stuff that they do, we'll start moving that large group of kids to scoring better. Because our Anglo kids are scoring well, but they're only 25% of our population. It can't carry you. If you're a mathematician, you figure it out. It can't carry you. We have to do a better job with our minority population for us to become an A school in an A district like I want us to be. So those things are things we have to do. But if you never look at them, they're not going to change.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Dr. Rock? Dr. Rock, thank you very
Thank
much for
you.
your work and for our progress. Now we'll close our public meeting. We'll move on. Superintendent's report. Mr. Morales.
Okay, student recognition. Dr. Rock, were you going to do that? Or have we already recognized those students?
We have not recognized the ones in your report. Do you want me to go through this?
Go ahead.
Okay. So we have our high school UIL academics results. Katie Thomas received first in spelling, sixth in ready writing, third in current events, fourth in mathematics. Jaden Rodriguez, fourth in persuasive speaking, fifth in computer science. Carlos Hernandez, third in informative speaking, and Molly McGoy, first in literary criticism. So congratulations to all of you.
Good job again. Good things happen. Okay, we're ready to move on.
Okay. Resignations.
Okay, resignations. The below personnel have submitted their resignations effective at the end of the 21-22 school year. Harrison Walden, who was a Perryton High School Social Studies teacher and coach. Derek Short was Perryton High School girls basketball coach and cross-country coach. Taylor Nittler was the Perryton Junior High health teacher and coach. And David Erickson, computer applications teacher at the high school.
Okay. All right. New board training.
Okay, new board training Thursday night, I believe it is. This Thursday, the 24th. Is that right? We have two new board members. They get to have another enjoyable evening up here. We have Jim McClellan, who used to be the superintendent at Sanford Fridge and superintendent from Spearman. Clay Montgomery are going to come up and help do some training for new school board members and give them some more hours Thursday night. So that's good.
Soccer update.
Soccer's doing very well, guys. We've gone through our bumps and bruises, and I don't know if you read the paper, but they had to clean off the snow off the field this day so they could play. Coach had witnessed some of those things going on. We did use a machine, so some of the rubber did pop up a little bit, but I don't think it hurt it any. Do you think? Well, hope not. We'll find out.
I don't think it hurt it at all.
Okay, and then they are playing well, but you know, it could be -1 playing, and it could be 60 degrees. You can get either one of them, but they're doing very well. I would say I've had 2 compliments so far. The Dumas athletic director basically said, "This is your first year to play. You all can play." And if you've ever been out to watch them play, they pass the ball very well. We don't look like a beginning soccer program.
Yeah.
And I've already applied for UIL for next year because it's already came. It was time to come do it, so I did that for the girls and the boys. Girls probably still having a hard time winning, but I know the scores are going down. They're not getting beat 8-0, something like that. It's more like 2-3, 4-0. Numbers-wise, the boys probably are still at 40, 45 boys out for soccer, and girls, I think we're pushing 20, 25 maybe, Coach?
I counted.
Right, did you count them?
I counted a picture that it was 22, 23. and-
22.
Sometimes we have a JV and sometimes we don't.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that will be our issue next year, is whether or not we have enough to have a JV girls team or not. Boys, I have no, we're going to have a JV boys team and a varsity boys team probably pretty easily. And again, I want to thank the guys for raising the money, because we do have soccer goals. They're very nice. We do have lines painted on the field. I don't know how many of y'all have been there, but the gray lines, you can barely even see them, so they're not going to affect anybody or hurt anything. I'm trying to think of the uniforms. We look really good. Look really good in our red uniforms and white uniforms. Like I said, it's been a few years since I've been around soccer, so I got reacquainted with it. I'm still trying to figure out why you get a yellow flag or why you get a red flag. And you can knock each other down. It just depends whether or not, I guess, you got your foot on the ball or not when you get knocked down. But it's sort of like hockey. I watch hockey, and I don't understand how they can do that, but they do that. But I think it was a good thing for us. I think the kids are engaged. Academically, Coach, have we had any problems? I mean, huge problems or not?
No, the kids that weren't struggling are still struggling.
There were ones that are struggling, other sports are struggling in soccer also.
We're having a couple attendance issues, but when we started taking games away from them for not coming to school, then they figured that one out.
So that's going to help us there.
So they're smart on that. So.
Okay, good. But anyway, overall, I think soccer's going very well. Another update we have is softball field. We're ready to play. I think, matter of fact, they've already started playing some. The issue came with all the construction. I think Coach was there and looked at it. All the equipment wore out all that dirt behind the catcher's plate. And so it's just dirt now. And then they thought about putting some grass in there and spraying it and trying to get it, but it's not going to grow now. It's too cold to do anything like that. So they hauled some dirt in there. Is that right, Coach?
What they did was they put black field dirt back behind home plate, and it was a mess when it snowed. That tenth of a quarter of an inch of moisture, a lot of mud back there. So anyway, that was never going to be playable, because as soon as you turn the sprinklers on, it's going to be the same thing. So what we did was we got a grader in there. We skinned a half inch at grade, so that it would go to the backstop. And then Coach Cowan and Tessa and Jim went back with red dirt and then some of the field conditioner and got it drug in and ran the nail drag over it and packed it down, and it looks really good now. Looks like a softball field. So, and we actually like it better without the grass back there. So I'm glad that we didn't
put some grass.
The original thought was to put sod down in there. I used to lay sod, and I said that won't happen until April or May. So anyway.
So that's what we're doing for this year's season anyway.
I think they like it better like it is.
I mean, just leave it like it.
Most of them's dirty anyways.
Yeah, most of them are, and then you got less maintenance. You got long. You don't have to worry about dead spots.
Well, with the big question still out there, if we can get a 3-inch rain, what will happen with all that water that we were supposed to shed into those fields and back to the south?
Well, what is on the field will drain towards the backstop, and that's going to be there. I mean, regardless, but what's outside the field won't come to the field.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Anyway, I want to thank Jim Powell. Jim Powell put a lot of time and effort into making all this happen. And luckily, we did it without much issues or problems. And like I say, Huseman was the contractor deal with that, so he helped us out there. But I think it's ready to go. I'm anxious to watch them play.
Anything else? I think we're ready for campus reports. First one up in the book is the Lily Martin Alternative Education Center. Anything to add to the report?
How many did I put down as graduated, Joe?
Let's see. You said 12 students have fulfilled all the requirements to graduate, and more to come.
Well, that's 9 up to 15.
That's
Good
fantastic.
deal. Good job,
Great.
Coach.
Great job. Okay. High school report.
Well, I think Dr. Rock added the UIL academic results we didn't have at the time report, but robotics went to regionals, and Gianna Hill had a good first practice in the state choir. So.
Okay. That's great. Thank you. All right. Radar report.
Couple of things to add. We're all rolling out the after-school program this week, and then we are also rolling out an additional 1 hour after-school homework tutorial time for those students who don't necessarily need intensive remediation, but for those who maybe neglect to do their homework and need a little reminder, so we're calling that Rate or Rewind, so they have an opportunity to go back and take care of business. So,
Okay. All right. Williams.
It's all good at Williams.
Okay. Right.
it's all good at Right.
Oh, no.
We appreciate it.
All right. Kinder.
Nothing to add. I'll bring
Change the line.
Okay. All right. Anything to add to the Ranger Roundup?
We do not have anything to add.
Okay. All right. Maintenance. Snow. You handle the snow pretty well. I'm really impressed. Coach Had, the athletic report?
I don't think I have anything to add. I thank Mr. McDonald for the continued reminders for the report deadline.
Okay. All right. Communications and safety? He's gone. He's gone. Technology report?
I do have a question there.
Okay.
That maybe we may need to direct that back to Darren himself when he's here, but I see we talking here again and again about the cards and the door locks at the high school, and I was trying to remember how many years ago that we started this project,
It wasn't when I was principal here, so you know it wasn't 5 years ago anyway, but
but it's been a while.
it's been 2 or 3 years, my guess.
And what kind of an estimate we had for actually being done with that? I mean, every month we've got something else we bought the computer program to do all the cards at once, to be able to do them from one spot. We bought the program to do all the locks, to change them if somebody loses one. And now we're looking for card readers. At what point in time do we have the building secure?
I don't know, but Rodney, can you help us with this? Because of the technology and stuff that's got to go into that?
Well, I would say the extent of my knowledge would be like all my stuff's set up.
So it's just card reading? That's what we're waiting on?
Gonna be out of
I guess
It's on demand.
Okay, we'll have to ask him because I can't give you that answer. Okay, thanks.
All right. Okay, sorry to interrupt you. Technology report?
We're rocking and rolling.
Okay. Anything to add on your TCEA convention last
It
week?
was awesome. I got information to share with lots of different departments. Trying to get caught up from being gone for a week, but just lots of interesting stuff. There's a little roundtable session where just technology directors talking to each other and bouncing ideas, and that was super helpful.
Okay. All right.
Just a second. Rodney,
Yes.
give me some good news. We're like the card readers again. Give me good news on the telephones at the high school.
Okay, I'm gonna say more than half of them will be working. Like, I think he didn't email me, he didn't text me back, but as of right now, probably more than half are done, and like the other half.
So does that mean they can talk to each other right now?
Mhm. I was working on the little thing to send out the extension list, to send out to all the people a while ago. Of how to, like, what numbers goes with who.
So you and I had a discussion today. You're thinking now that you've worked one building with these new telephones, that when you go to the next building, we won't have those issues?
We've gotten past all the headaches. Like, the rest of them should be vastly less troublesome of installing. And like, we kind of didn't know what we didn't know at first, but like, we got all the kinks worked out. It's more of a district-wide kinks than, so like, there won't be problems with the other counties.
So when's your time of arrival at the high school?
The what?
When's your time of full arrival at the high school?
Maybe this week. Last week I worked all 7 days on phones and like made a bunch of progress. He he is setting them up, I'm guessing as we speak, unless he's done, but, because he said he's going to get that after supper, and sure, he's been done with that for a while. It doesn't take all that long to set them up, but then they got to install updates on each of the phones. And we've been rewiring or running additional cable to a bunch of the classrooms to help in network traffic, so that like you can plug a computer into a phone, but it's kind of a pain. Like it works, but it would be nice if they were each on their own cable. So we're putting in some more cable in places. And like I can see where you get. I'm relieved that we're to this point, but like the whole process is speeding up now. I can see where it seems slow to you, but like we've been. In the first 6 weeks of school, I had all my people like maybe 2 days, and so.
Yeah, you have it.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Any other correct? Now we're ready for Ranger Roundup Learning Center. Any additions?
No additions.
Okay. Curriculum instruction.
Okay, I do want to add on our dyslexia screening, last year we had 46 students that were identified as still developing, and this year we have 18, so a huge decrease. And I know that I added that we are attributing these gains, I'm on page 128. Attributing these gains to a new phonics program called Really Great Reading. So we started last year with 2nd and 3rd grade, and this year we added kindergarten and 1st, and they've noticed a big difference with the students as well. The one thing that I didn't add was that I think it's also because last year we attended school for the full year, and then this year again we've been in attendance for this whole year. And then on the bottom, I forgot to add the District of Innovation. We did meet with our district committee, so you have been provided a draft for your review, and this will be going on the March board agenda to vote for approval. So we currently have the District of Innovation draft with our attorneys and TASB in case we need to change any wording or if we need to update any of our policies.
I'll comment, I attended that meeting for the first time. It was very interesting. I really learned a lot, and it was, like I say, it's enjoyable sitting there listening to the ideas. So, Ms. Walker, I apologize, I missed your report.
Just working very hard on the review.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, we're now ready for CFO's report.
Okay, then we'll start on page 129 with our disbursements report, and these begin with the checks pending for February. Carry on to page 132, and this begins for 19 pages, checks paid in February. Skip over to 152, checks paid in January, and that goes on for 27 pages. Until page 180, and this is our financial report for January. Page 181 is cash position. Page 182 is general operating. Our ending cash balance was $213,939.89. Our broker ending cash balance was $1,213.08. And our CDs totaled $11,018,000. Breakdown of the CDs on page 183. Page 184, our interest and sinking fund. Cash balance ended at $193,324.93, with certificates of deposit of $948,337. A breakdown of those is on page 185. Page 186, the cafeteria fund ended with a cash balance of $96,640.54. Page 188, special education ended with a cash balance of $55,372.21 and a CD of $200,000. Page 190, The activity accounts ended with a cash balance of $33,809.81 and CDs totaling $360,992.60. Page 192 is Ranger Roundup, ending with a cash balance of $23,869.82. And then page 193 is Capital Projects, ending, a CD of $121,482.14. Next, we'll go on to highlight the revenues and expenses by fiscal year to date by fund. Page 195. Revenues of for general operating revenues of $12,387,059 with expenses of $9,138,815. Page 196, food service with revenues of $565,736 and expenses of $542,427. Page 197, debt service had revenues of $889,461 and no expenditures. Page 198, capital projects had no change. Page 199, Ranger Roundup had revenues of $153,169 and expenditures of $180,984. Beginning on page 200 is the breakdown of the revenues and expenses we just reviewed. And then lastly, on page 211, we have our enrollment, and as of the end of January, we had 2,031 students.
Okay. Are you pretty confident where we are with all of our funds?
At this time, yes.
Okay. The only question I got, where are we on our bond refunding?
I did talk to John, and he sent us an email the other day. We need to start that, so next month we'll probably get that process started.
Okay.
And when did he send it in? You know more of it.
I've been following his timeline. I sent it out to me and Mr. Morales. We're really just doing some background paperwork right now, and then we'll get on the phone and get a bond rating. And
Okay.
We've got a meeting with some people, I know, some Zoom meetings.
on the 23rd, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, and we'll actually call Doug back in for that one because it'll be a
Understand.
5-year history. So.
Okay. All right. That's fine.
Yeah, but he did call today, so we are getting started.
All right.
Oh.
I just,
What was the processing time for that?
90 days.
90 days, that's what it was, man.
I just didn't want, with the change, let that,
We didn't want to miss that.
no.
And John did call us, and we
Okay.
saw him. Did you get to see him?
I didn't. I spoke to him the day before.
Okay.
Well, I left early, so I didn't get to see him.
Okay. All right. Any other questions? Brittany, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, we move on to consent to agenda items, minutes of the prior meetings. Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Discussion and/or action items. Consideration and action on an amended order of election for the May 7, 2022 uniform election date to extend the early voting hours for a general trustee election for 2 at-large positions and a special trustee election to fill at-large positions to 2 remaining years with 3-year term.
Yeah, I move that the board order an amended general election for the 2 at-large positions and a special trustee election to fill the remaining 2 years of a vacant trustee's position to be held on May 7th, 2022, with extended hours of 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. on April 25th through April 29th, and May 2nd and May 3rd.
So Second.
Any discussion? Have a motion and a second. All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Mr. Morales, you have a recommendation for hiring personnel?
Yes, I recommend that we hire the below personnel on a 1-year dual probationary certified teacher contract for the 22-23 school years. Michael Pointer for Perryton High School will be a social studies teacher and the coach.
So moved.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor? All those opposed, motion passes 7-0. Okay, list of 21 administrator contracts. Mr. Morales.
Okay, these are the Chapter 21 administrator contracts. I recommend that Perryton ISD Board of Trustees approve, and I will do these one at a time, and let the board vote one at a time on these Chapter 21 contracts as presented. Assistant Superintendent, I recommend Dr. Maria Gomez-Roth.
Need a motion?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
I recommend Ross Sproul for Perryton High School Principal.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion passes 5-2.
I recommend Sandy Wheeler as the junior high principal.
So moved.
All right. Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't hear it. Okay, any discussion? All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
I recommend Reed Cates as the Williams principal.
I thought he quit.
He tried.
Second. Okay, any further discussion? All right, all those in favor? All opposed? 7-0.
I recommend Jody Chisholm as Wright Elementary principal.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? All opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
I recommend Ashley Wilson as the Kinder principal.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? All opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
I recommend assistant principal for Perryton Junior High, Shannon Jackson.
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion? All those in favor? All opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
I recommend Suzanne Hughley as the SSA director.
Motion. Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor? All opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
And I recommend Kurt Habather as the athletic director for Perryton ISD.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor? All opposed? Motion passes 7-0. All right. Okay, we're now ready for list of non-Chapter 21 contracts.
Okay, as these are, guys, the job has to be approved by the board, so I'm just gonna go through here and I'll read all the jobs and then y'all approve them, and then we'll go to the individuals.
Okay.
Okay, the first one is, we have a chief financial officer, director of maintenance, a communication safety director, director of technology, and director of cafeterias.
Motion. Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Okay, now this one is the people.
Yes.
Okay, so on this one, this is the individuals. We did talk about these, so I'm going to go through these individually. Most of these are 2-year contracts, but because of the way we have hired people, things have changed. The first one is Chief Financial Officer Brittany Mraz. She was hired, I want to say in October, and her contract was for a 21-22 school year. So the end of the school year is August 31st. So I'm thinking in September we will offer her a 1-year contract. Is everybody good with that? Okay, good deal.
You want a motion?
Motion, yeah.
Okay. We have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? All opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Okay, Director of Maintenance, Alan Kemp.
Motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor? All opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Director of Communications and Safety, Darren Clark.
Motion.
I have a motion. Do I hear a second? motion dies for lack of second.
So-
Correct.
So then it'd go to the next board meeting? Okay, I'm just wondering, what do I do here? Okay, Director of Technology, Rodney Frogmore.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor? All opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
And Director of Cafeterias, Shelley Walker.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor? All opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Okay. Now, the last thing on our agenda is set a date for our March regular meeting. Mr. Morales and I discussed possible dates on this. Spring break is the 14th through the 18th.
Yeah.
And we come back, Monday meeting on the 21st is never a good day after spring break, in my opinion. And I'll be out of town that day. We can go the 24th. We can go the next week and go on Monday. We're kind of hesitating on going on any Tuesday night because of softball and baseball, possible home games. So what's your pleasure? You want to go Monday the 28th?
The 28th.
Is that all right?
Probably work better because I think there's track meets on Thursday for junior high. So
Okay, that's fine.
Oh, I forgot about
I forgot about track meets. So let's go Monday the 28th. Is that all right, everybody?
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll set Monday the 28th, 6 o'clock here for our March board meeting. Is there anything else to be brought before the board? If not, I declare this meeting adjourned. Time is 9:12.